gusty winds of 40 to 50 miles an hour can create blizzard-like conditions very quickly in different places and are leading to a number of accidents and at least one fatality across the Commonwealth. Stay inside, stay off the roads. The last second shopping is not worth it if it would cost you your life. And remember, your family cares more about you being alive and with us than getting to their home today. And we do think things will improve by tomorrow. So we're asking people all day today and through the first part of tomorrow, stay inside and stay off the roads. That means you stay safe and stay alive. So what we're seeing right now is wind chill warnings in effect through early this afternoon. It then changes to an advisory. But folks, this is semantics. It's the difference between negative 20 to 30 in wind chill and negative 10 to 20, which it'll be tonight and then tomorrow in wind chill. That's the difference between getting frostbite in 20 to 30 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes. It will be dangerously cold through tomorrow. That advisory is going to last at least through Saturday afternoon. So again, do not be outside today. It is just too cold and it is unsafe. Temperatures this morning were below zero across much of the state. The highs today before the wind chill will only climb into the single digits. Temperatures are not expected to rise above the freezing mark until Tuesday, but by Thursday, highs could reach the 50s. A couple of major updates. Power outages today. 24,074 homes without power. As we sit right now, that number fluctuates up and down. It can fluctuate up due to branches falling and taking down power lines. I know the crews are out there working as quickly as they can. While this number is higher than we'd like it to be, it does mean in most all these communities there are places with power. So if you lose power and get to an unsafe situation, make sure you know where your warming center is in your county. Stay with family and friends, but be very careful when you are driving to those locations. We've got a couple of accidents that are out there. First, one major accident on I-71. Kentucky State Police and the Kentucky National Guard have been on scene for hours that are there. I-71 northbound is closed beginning at exit 62, and a detour has been established with traffic being diverted off I-71 northbound at exit 62 onto Highway 127. Southbound's moving slow, but stay away from I-71 in this area entirely. It is unsafe based on the backup and how long you could potentially be stranded. Within the hour, the Guard is also delivering more blankets that will be out there, delivered by the Kentucky State Police. East of Louisville on I-71, the Kentucky National Guard assisted a motorist who'd run out of gas, was able to take them to a warming shelter. National Guard has also assisted at least 4 vehicles in that I-71 backup. Again, it's dangerous. You don't want to be in that situation, but we haven't lost anybody in that backup. There are still people there helping, and we want to get everybody through this safely. The best way to do that is not to add a single car behind in the backup in the northbound or even the southbound lane. And this is just in. I-64 in Scott County is shut down in both directions due to multiple collisions around the 69-mile marker. Last night, we had most people staying off the roads, which last night had led to really only one major backup across Kentucky. We had a smaller one in Louisville, but that was resolved. But it appears now some more people are getting out on the roads. Now that it's light, it's not safe. And so now we have 2 interstate backups that can create dangerous situations. So please stay home, stay safe, stay off the roads, stay alive. And we've now lost, we believe, 2 Kentuckians to this Arctic storm. We lost one in a vehicle accident in Western Kentucky, and I believe we've lost one housing insecure individual in Louisville. Third interstate that we have a challenge on, but we believe it's clearing up, is I-75 in Whitley County. That's northbound around mile marker 8.5. On the transportation, Kentucky State Police side, trucks are out and treating and plowing roads, but conditions are still hazardous and slick. Please avoid calling 911 for traffic and weather updates. Only call 911 if you are in an unsafe situation and you need immediate aid. Our work on the travel trailers has been largely effective, though we've had 3 travel trailers total that have had issues, 2 with water, 1 with heating. We've been there for each of those families, either getting called or doing checks. Each of them is safe. We're working on the maintenance on those travel trailers. But listen, this was our hope that, number one, the trailers would or the majority of them would hold up. But number two, if there is any issue, that we are right there to assist. That water line is going to be a problem in homes all across Kentucky, much less travel trailers. But I'm pleased the plans we have in effect have identified those concerns. Remember, if you're in one of these travel trailers, look at the numbers that you have for help. If any issue arises, let's get you to the state park, which is there for you. And everybody else, remember that every county has set up a warming center or was supposed to set up a warming center. And of course, we have our state parks that serve as backups. So again, stay home, stay inside, stay off the roads, and that will keep you safe. I'm now going to turn it over to Director Slinker, who's here with Emergency Management, and then we'll have Secretary Gray on virtually.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Governor. I just want to ensure everyone that the State Emergency Operations Center was activated and functioning since yesterday at 2 p.m. and is very active as we speak, and will continue to stay active till many of the things mentioned and other things that are coming are solved and taken care of. So I'm just going to stick to a couple quick reminders that you've heard from me in the last couple of days about staying safe. We are in the storm now, so if you're using a generator, ensure that you're not using it inside. And I know I've said that a lot, but that's how important it is. If you're using a generator, or if you have power outage because of this storm and you're going to use a generator for power, do not use it indoors. That's dangerous and it can cause carbon monoxide poison. Remember that it is colorless and odorless. If you start feeling bad, get away from the source. Place the generators 10 to 15 feet away from your house and you should be safe. Keep in mind if you're using those supplemental heating sources at this time, if you're using a portable heater, make sure you're reading the safety instructions and you're following those to ensure that you are not in danger of fire or carbon monoxide. Stay safe. That's our number one goal. As well, layer up if you go outside. As stated, it could be as short as 20 minutes for frostbite, but it's so extreme cold out there. You'll feel some discomfort and pain much before that, I can promise you. Keep your pets inside, take care of them, wrap them up if they go out, everyone wipe their paws off. Remember, hypothermia is the issue. If you're exposed and that comes into play and you're stranded on an interstate and help can't get to you, hypothermia can come on very quickly in times like these. So again, our number one goal is to keep everybody safe. Those that need help, we respond and send resources to help them. And we'll continue doing this until the temperatures and the roadways improve those conditions. And now I think I'm turning it to Secretary Gray with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Thank you.
Thanks, Colonel Slinker, and thanks, Governor. I want to just punctuate a few things that have already been said, but I also want to add to what's been said. I want to thank and acknowledge the driving public first, because our crews overnight were able to do their work. And I got this report all across the state from our chief district engineers from west moving east, that they were very thankful that folks were listening to the guidance and the encouragement to stay off the roads. And we're going to ask that please continue with these same behaviors. Please continue to stay off the roads unless it is absolutely, as the governor has said, absolutely essential. Because as Colonel Slinker just said, we are still in this storm. We still got potential for whiteout conditions. We've still got backups. We've had some crashes. We've had some jackknife semi-tractors. The governor went through that list, but we also have had some very good cooperation in doing all we can to get folks out of these situations. Now, I want to thank too and acknowledge our commercial wrecker services, because they are partnering just along with us, as is the National Guard, as is the Kentucky State Police. We do have these conditions that the governor has talked about, but I do want to say that just to emphasize that staying away from the roads today is still the best guidance. Staying off the roads today is still the best guidance. Now, if you need information, please visit, and James, if you'll put that back up one more time, please visit snowky.ky.gov. This provides opportunity for you to find current information. I want to say one more thing, and this is just guidance, because the governor mentioned that there was at least one vehicle that ran out of gas. So the guidance from us today, it continues to be, the encouragement continues to be to please to have a full tank of gas. If you're going to get on the road, have a full tank of gas. I want to say one other thing. If you run into a stoplight, if you run into a traffic light that's out, of course, many know this, but it bears repeating, treat it as a four-way stop. We are working on our primary, our interstates and our parkways. That's the first focus, and then secondary roads. Our crews are continuing to work vigorously all across the state. And I want to thank them for their all-night work. Many were up all night working the storm, and we appreciate that. Governor, back to you.
Great. We'll now open it up for questions. We had one submitted about churches reaching out about Christmas Eve services. We believe conditions will improve every day. It's going to get about 10 degrees warmer today and then the next day. So Saturday's conditions and road conditions should be much better than today, especially Saturday afternoon and going into the evening. Just remember, it will still be dangerously cold, especially for our seniors or housing insecure folks. So I would look at planning about how to get people as quickly as possible from their cars into the church for any services. But Saturday is going to be still very cold, but conditions out there will be much better than they are today, provided that we stay off the roads today so that we can let our transportation folks do their work. Tom Latek with Kentucky Today.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning to you. There used to be, the Transportation Cabinet used to operate a fleet of vehicles to help people that broke down or ran out of gas, minor repairs, flat tires, that type of thing. Are those vehicles still in service now and available for use?
Well, certainly we have the National Guard as well as the Kentucky State Police, and looking at other resources as well, whether that's Fish and Wildlife and others to help stranded motorists. But let me turn it back over to Jim if we still have him on the line for whether there's additional dedicated transportation personnel.
Well, we have our dedicated transportation personnel, and I don't know what actually, Tom, if you're talking about the safety teams, that was those teams were stood down a few years ago, and these conditions really were not what those teams were originally set up for. So I would say that what we have today is very adequate work going on across the state. When I say adequate, what I'm saying is that we're doubling down all across the state on these activities to remove the snow and the ice, continuing to treat.
And I just add, we've got transportation focused on making the roads safe. We've got the National Guard, the Kentucky State Police, local first responders out there in heavy vehicles, which can help people and get them to their location. That's why we pre-position those assets. Christiana Ford, WLEX.
Hi, Governor. You spoke a little bit about last minute shoppers. A lot of people probably trying to head out to the malls today, but whiteout conditions were mentioned. Can you talk about how the weather will potentially impact people like that?
We're asking Kentuckians not to get out today. Don't go and do last minute shopping. It's just too dangerous. The snow that's out there can, with gusts of 30 to 40 or 40 to 50 miles an hour, create a blizzard-like condition just instantaneously in different places. It can look like it's safe to you and then suddenly be very treacherous. Christmas is about more than those presents. In many ways, it's about life and new life. Let's try to live out those faith and values and the true meaning of the season. And so tell your loved ones that we want them to stay home and inside today and safe. I care a lot more that my relatives are with me the next couple years than just on one day. And I'm living out my own advice. You know, my brother and his family were coming in for Christmas, and they're not going to be able to make it now because it's just not safe based on their travel plans. I love them. I'm glad that they are home and that they are safe. Justin Hicks, Louisville Public Media.
Hey, Governor. One thing I didn't quite catch, the 3 travel trailers that had some problems, were those in Eastern Kentucky or were those tornado victims or a little bit of both?
So one is in the west, and that had a water issue. Or is that the heating issue? Okay, one is in the west, and that had a heating issue. And the other 2 are in the east, though in different parks. And they each had water issues. You know, again, water issues are going to be common everywhere throughout this. The fact that we only have one travel trailer with a heating issue is a really good sign. But we're going to continue to check on those folks. They've been through too much already. They're going to hear from us too much. They're going to have too many knocks on their door. They're going to see far too many of our park rangers checking on them and making sure they're okay. Okay, back to Christiana.
Hi, Governor. Right now, I'm on 64 traveling to Frankfort from Lexington, and we are seeing a major backup. Can you speak a little bit about what's happening on 64 right now?
Yes, that is a very new accident that is blocking both directions of I-64. There are multiple collisions around the I-69 marker in Scott County. So this is, I just received this as I was coming up to the podium. We'll get more information out there. But unless you're doing your important job like Christiana is, please stay off the interstates. Those are the places that we are seeing the most accidents, but they're also the places that can create the most danger for other motorists that are out there. So Christiana, stay safe. Make sure to call if you guys need any emergency assistance. We're going to make sure that folks are in the area providing that. Now, I'm sure that in her vehicle, they have that emergency kit, but another good reason to make sure you have the blankets and the water, the snacks, the batteries, the phone charger, and everything else you need. I'll close by saying it's been a long 12 months with the weather that's come at us. We lost 81 in the tornadoes, 44 in floods, 2 thus far in this Arctic front. Let's not lose one more. Take care of each other. Call people that you know today. Make sure they're okay. Look out the windows. Make sure your neighbors have power. check in, especially on our seniors. Let's be the good people that we are as we push through, one more weather challenge that we're facing. Stay inside, stay off the roads, stay safe, and you'll stay alive. Thank you.